On behalf of me and the fellas for Crew Golf, we would like to thank our sponsors listed below for helping us make this dream come a reality. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to...
I thought we were harmonizing. Sorry.
No, it's exactly... welcome to episode 12 of Crew Golf. As always, when I feel like it, I am your host, Wesley. And alongside me is my partner in crime, partner
Colt.
in golf.
I'm still decent at golf.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you a snowman on the 18th, but let me tell you something. I'll put that 30-footer in, though.
It was a sweet 8.
It was a tight 8, brother. It was a tight
dope
8.
Sweet 8. That putt though, that putt does deserve some recognition, given that what those greens look like. Greens were great. Given what that green looks like.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you on their greens. I was talking to Casey last night about the place that we play at.
Yeah.
And I was like,
shout out to Golf Club of Winsville.
Yeah, Golf Club of Winsville. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think the back 9 is much harder than the front 9.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
And it's not even close.
No, it absolutely is.
I told him it's like, because he was asking questions, and obviously nothing spoiling here because we don't really know what's going on. But he was asking questions about the golf course we play on, and I was like, dude, let me tell you something. Hole 1 through 9, got it pretty down packed. If you can hit the fairway,
yeah.
You can't really lose a ball on hole 1 through 9. Like it's pretty tough to lose a ball, in my opinion, on those holes.
I mean, I would say 1 and 9 are. You have the woods,
but those are the only two.
Yeah.
That like really have like an issue to lose a ball, right?
Yes.
And then you go to hole 10, and I was like, you have every right to lose a ball right away, like we always do.
I mean, that's because there's water. That's the thing. Like the water part is the ball magnet, on a golf course.
So I say that too, but it's so much harder, especially for you because you're left-handed, that if you go above those hills, your ball is gone. Also into the woods.
Yeah, on 10 you mean. Yeah.
Like on 10, you just have to aim for the big oak tree in the middle and hope that you hit it in that vicinity.
Well, yeah, because the thing is that tree is not only is it that, but like that tree, you got to think about it, it's also like a shortcut. Because as long as you get over that, as long as you get past that tree, the hole does but the hole does go to the right, so you're kind of taking a shortcut, if you will.
True.
It's just you need to make sure you don't end up in front of that tree.
I was like, kind of explaining to him, I was like, after hole 10, you go to a hole 11 where you can't drive off of. You gotta hope you hit like your hybrid or an iron well enough to get you in for a look at the pen.
Yeah.
And I go, because if you hit driver, you're on hole 17 on the green.
On which? On 11. Yeah.
I go, if you hit driver, you're on the 17 screen, and it's not even like you. And I go 12, you're on a. It's like when you're playing video games. You just club down twice in the video game, and
you literally just grab like a wedge,
and you just hit it off there. And
you hit a wedge. Don't grab. Oh, what iron are you using? I'm not using an iron. I'm grabbing a wedge.
Right. And then I was like 13 through 15. Your money. You can't really lose a ball there unless you're messing up pretty bad. And I go, and then hole 16 is like almost the complete opposite of hole 12.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's uphill. And he's like,
it's literally they're carbon opposites.
Yeah. And I was like, 18's got to be the toughest hole on the course.
Yeah. Actually, ironically, the toughest hole on the course is 9.
I guess that would make sense.
On the index, the toughest hole is 9.
It is number 1. Okay,
Yep.
I see you. Now, okay, can you explain this to me? Because I'm working at trying to find what my handicap is, and obviously I have to play a lot more rounds to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
What does that one like? That's just the hardest handicapped hole, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay, so like in question, I'm watching Good again. Obviously, I watch Good a lot.
Yeah.
They're doing like to benefit the handicaps. They're playing 4 matches this week.
Okay.
They're releasing 4 matches, right? So like the guy who's actually like a pro golfer played in the Masters.
Yeah.
He gets 4 strokes
Okay.
because it's 4 um 4 hole or matches. So it's I guess they gave him a
Stroke a match.
stroke a match.
Okay.
The 2 that are scrambling together are arguably the worst 2 in the group, but scrambling together they're very good. They
Okay.
went even. They're even because it makes it, they're scrambling with 2
Well, they're
people.
scrambling, so it's not like you
And
can't
then
take
like
it square up.
and then like Garrett, who's like a scratch golfer as well, he's getting like 14 strokes. So he's getting like 3.5
Yeah.
per match. And then the last guy he got would have been 7 strokes a match. He got 28.
Okay.
So like, how do you figure all that stuff? Like, would you just do like your handicap on one and then just add it up per?
So like there are a lot of things that come into mind when it comes into handicap, because like obviously what would you call it? Like hole one at like Golf Club of Wentzville is not going to be. Now I say hole one, I mean the handicap hole one.
Yeah.
Handicap hole one at Golf Club of Wentzville is not going to be the handicap of hole one of like any other course. Like they're all different, obviously.
Right.
But when it comes to factoring them all in, the way you look at it is, you know how to figure out handicap, right? Minus the situation on the scorecard, like how they are. Okay, basically you're just subtracting, like, you're subtracting like what you shoot or whatever from the par 72. So like what? Hang on one second, let me refer to my notes. So on when we shot, so you and I, again, crappy rounds for both of us. You and I shot 50 and 52 on Saturday when we played this past week, which will be released this Saturday.
It will be.
Okay, so like I shot 50 and par for the back 9 is 36. So my handicap
Would be 14.
Is 14. Yes. So how they figure that in with like the hardest holes, I don't know. I don't know the like how that works with per holes. I just know how to do it per round. I'm thinking that when it comes to like how the handicap works, that it's got to be factored into like this is the hole that, again, like the hardest hole. I think they just rate it from 1 to 18, like the how would you phrase it? Like the style of play you are. So like, let me see. Again, I shot 14. My handicap roughly is like a 12 to 14.
So that's actually like normal for you then. What you shot would be like a normal.
So yeah, most sometimes, yeah.
Because I actually only have like 4 rounds. I only have 4 rounds on paper right now.
4 full rounds, you mean?
Well, yeah. So like I did 9 for the last one.
Okay.
But I mean, it has to be full rounds, right? It can't be just 9. So if I do 9, if I have 2 9s on there.
I mean, you can. It's just you can, when you do it, you just look and see what par was for the 9 holes and see what you shot.
Okay, so right now, if I had so Darty and I shot 82, so I was plus 10.
Okay.
It was 10 over. But then in Warrenton, I was plus 16.
Okay.
And then golf last week, I was plus 16.
Okay.
And then the time I shot 9 holes before that, I don't remember where I was at. I shot 9 holes before that, I was plus 12.
Okay.
So I'm like roughly still in the same ballpark, like always.
In the teens-ish, yeah.
And
if you average it out.
Like mostly I'm asking these questions because I'm trying to make a golfing profile correct and not
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
So like,
I'm already on Golf Link, so
I know you are. I follow you. You don't even follow me. It's great.
I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize you were on there. Thanks for telling me that you had a Golf Link profile.
I literally made one like a week ago, but I like really got into it like today-ish when I was like at lunch, like looking. I'll be honest. I've been watching the absolute heck out of the PGA tournament, and I'm going to assume that's what you're going to watch tonight at work. Because if you
I'm going to watch the highlights. Yes.
Yeah. So obviously today, for most people,
Successfully sent a friend request.
Today, some things went well. Like, I'll be honest, like, and you're going to see it, but to bring up Tiger Woods and the way he played today, he didn't
I saw he finished +1.
He didn't end like he wanted. I'll tell you that. But before the last two holes, before 17 and 18, he was in the top 3 for putting. He just 3-putt the last 2 holes.
He's a very good putter, Tiger Woods.
And, you can definitely tell he's lost a little bit on the distance side.
Oh, that's game. Age, dude. Like that's
100%. But you couldn't tell me that guy doesn't shape the ball better than anybody. Still,
absolutely, he's the magician for a reason.
There was a shot today that I lost my mind. He's under trees in the rough after he shot off the tee box. He's got I'm talking maybe 8 feet he can go up before he's smoking a tree branch.
Okay.
Right? And he stung it out, and when he stung it out, I guess he put backspin on it to hit the wind, to go up and fly. He got a birdie on the hole. He landed it 6 feet from the hole.
Like I said, the dude's a wizard, dude.
It's absolutely asinine what he can do. And to say this, he played with 2 guys who who had really good rounds too. Adam Scott was, if I'm not mistaken, Adam Scott was bogeyless, or he was. I'm mad. He shot +1, but was par for everything else. He played probably the most boring round of golf I've probably ever seen.
I mean, I would love to have a round like
100%. We say that, but like
I'm literally looking at as I have Hulk holding my phone. I'm looking at the scorecards right now.
Xander Schauffele played in.
I mean, -9 is not for the faint of heart.
His putting, like they were talking about on his last hole, he shot he was going from 31 feet to break the record for the best round in a major. 31 feet, and at that point, his putts, like you could tell he was having a really good day putting because his putts were like, I think it was like 101 yards or something, or 101 feet.
Oh, total distance made.
Yeah. So he was making like longer putts.
Oh yeah.
To continue his well. So like he played really well. Rory
which is good because then the only other like the flip side of that is like hopefully he's not at 101 yards because he's making long putts, but because he has to. Yeah. He's making them because he's scoring well.
Right. Rory played really, really well today. Bryson is playing well again, day 1. He holed out for an eagle today on a par 5.
I see he's -3.
Max Homa's playing well. I mean, there's a lot of guys playing well, and I can't even say Tiger Woods played bad because he didn't.
Like I said, remember it's the first. I almost said first week. It's round 1. The guys are what's it called? It's
so that's what the announcers were talking about today as well. I think they were on hole 16 maybe for their back 9.
You would know better than I would.
So they were playing. They actually played 10 first. They went 10 through 18 and then went 1 to 9.
That's today. Weird. Okay.
Woods in them. I don't know if it's because they were doing certain different start times or whatever else.
Weird. Okay.
But they were talking about how like last year Brooks Koepka shot 1 under day 1 and ended like 14 under or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like even though
it's playing to stay alive for the weekend. That's literally all you're doing is playing.
Yeah, for the first 2 holes. Days, you're trying to make the cut, but you don't want to make. It's like I just made the cut. I'm good. Like you need to make your cut, but then keep yourself in contention. And then that's Saturday is when.
Is so like my question is that when you start to see like the pressure for these people to like. Like I'm saying, like because on some of the holes they're like just trying to hit the fairway, so they're using a 3-wood because it's a thinner or it's a smaller fairway, so they're using a 3-wood to swing, to hit to not go into the smaller fairway. It was much bigger, shorter, so if they hit a 3-wood, they were able to be in the fairway.
Here's the way I think about it. You know how like okay, so have you ever like watched a horse race like ever?
Yeah.
You know how it's like sometimes there's those horses that like come out the gate and and then all of a sudden when it gets to being like that final turn, they're dead tired and they can't. And then all of a sudden they get not say lap, but they get passed by those horses that pace themselves. I think you have to there has to be a solid balance. There has to be a solid balance of aggression as well as like pace the first two rounds. Don't let yourself fall too far behind, but don't jump out of the gate too fast.
And I guess what you're saying is like Xander had a great round. Hopefully he can keep this up.
Yeah, for the next 3 rounds. Yeah, hopefully he didn't
use all it up right now.
Everything. Yeah, but then on top, because obviously the pin locations change from day to day. So, and then the second thing I think too is like with the I hate not it's not like these guys are worried about staying in shape for 18 holes of walk-in or anything else. I think it's one of those things where it's like the first two rounds they're testing things, like, because I mean obviously they get a practice round, their caddies are allowed to go out there and write notes and everything else, but again the conditions change, and I say conditions, not weather, but like the conditions of the course will change based on pin locations and everything else. So I think while they're playing the first two rounds, they're still testing, like they're still testing like information that their caddies have and everything else.
Little information that you probably won't know because you're not gonna you're just gonna watch the highlights. What happened? They've already came out and said that they will not be mowing again. So the rough that's already very tall.
Rough is all. I mean, how much taller does it gain over an excess of 3 to 4 days?
The problem is it's supposed to rain these next 2 days there.
Oh, is it? A buddy of mine's actually there.
Well, that's cool.
He sent me. Awesome. He sent me. He sent me video.
The course name is awesome. Valhalla is
insane. Yep. My buddy's actually there. Shout out to Brad Byers. Richard.
But other than that, it's been a great round to watch so far. Dustin Johnson struggled a little bit. He was like 3 over. But we're talking about these. These guys are professional golfers for a reason.
I mean, yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I think Michael Block had another good round.
He +5.
He's not a professional golfer. He's not that level. He said that, I think, in an interview. He finished 15th last year, I think he said.
Yeah, because he was the guy last year who had the hole-in-one.
Yeah, so he finished 15th last year, and he was like, that was the best golf I've ever played. And he's like, I can't play on a tour where I'm 15th. I'm getting 15th on the
best round
I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And these guys who are getting 3rd and 4th may have the worst.
May have played
mediocre, and they were still
3rd,
9, 12 under. Like, people look at that, and I'm like, this is incredible. Also, did not realize Scotty Scheffler was like 6'6", it feels like.
Oh, yeah. Super tall.
He stands next to the guy he's playing with today. Is it Harman? The lefty?
Mm-hmm.
And he's literally, like, Harman's like at his
Scotty's
chest.
huge. Not to mention, from what I've also heard, dude, Scotty can hoop.
Yeah, I watched the video of him being able to
Scotty can hoop. So he's a 6'6", not say baller, but like he's a 6'6" hooper. He's like, nope, I play golf for a living. Again, people who are tall just have everything.
The only thing that I dislike about this week so far is the announcers writing the fact that apparently this is a very hard course to walk. Okay. They're talking about like it's very taxing to walk on this course.
Okay.
For some reason,
It's Kentucky. I mean, I could see it.
They say it's very taxing, but they are like riding the fact that Tiger looks great and his back doesn't look like it's hurting him. Like, I want them to get rid of that whole like
that stigma about him.
Let this guy play some freaking golf.
Quit talking about the guy's back. Let him just.
He looks great today. He looks great. He was walking perfect.
Okay. It's like, and now you got to look at who the announcers are. I'm sorry. Do you have a PhD in physical therapy? Can you tell me when someone is hiding their pain or when they're actually walking fine?
Now, like, it looks like he does like a little bit of like stretching continuously during the round, but maybe that's just to continuously stay limber.
That's just to stay loose.
Because like
can't throw back some liquid courage to keep yourself.
Tell John Daly that. I bet you it's somewhere.
By the way, who shot plus 11 on the day?
Oh my yikes!
Yeah,
I like him though. I say he's coming tomorrow with a full thing of Jack just gone before he tees off tomorrow.
Bogey, 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 par, bogey, bogey, par, bogey, bogey for his round. Par, par, bogey, par, bogey, par, par, double bogey, par.
Looks like us playing.
Just at a better level.
And to be honest with you, like looking at like how the course is set today, it is they talked about it multiple times that it is much longer than normal. Like they set this up
for distances, you mean?
Yeah. They set this up for much longer courses. Like some of the par 4s are usually par 5s.
Par 5s.
And they moved.
I saw one of the par 3s is 252 yards. Like that's a driver, dude.
For me and you, yeah.
Yeah.
For them, it's an 8 or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I'm probably like a 6 or a 5, but like I was like, sheesh, 252 par 3.
Like you're lucky. Like you're literally playing for the par there. You're not even trying.
Yeah.
You're not even trying to get a birdie.
I'm finding a reasonable located fairway and just going for that.
And let me tell you something about these greens. They are large, dude. They could put these probably
which also goes to what would you say? Which also goes to give Schauffele some respect on his 101 yards, 101 feet of putting.
I can't remember who was announcing the group for Tiger and them. They were like giving like really good information about how the greens are going to be running whenever because it was slower for them because it was still wet
from overnight.
Yeah. So like everything was because they were like in the next 4 hours these are going to be gone. Like they were landing them in spots where they're like next 4 hours from now that ball's not going to stay there. It's going to roll.
Oh yeah, it's going to release. Yeah.
And they were like, so these guys got to be happy with like keeping them where they're at right now.
Where they're at because then they have the ability to stick it, throw darts.
The runoffs though are insane. Like Adam Scott had a ball land 4 feet from the hole, and then roll 3 feet, and then 40 feet away. See you later. I'm like, that would just suck.
That would make you so irritated that like you put it on and it's like, hey, I'm good, and then now these guys obviously know, but like then you're walking up, all of a sudden you go, what? And you're like, I put it on the green, I saw it, and then you don't realize that it runs off like that. For people like you and I, that would irritate because it's like, why? Like you're upset.
We're MFing ourselves because we're like,
yeah,
that was a great shot.
Yeah, that was all. Why? And then all of a sudden you come to find out, the difference is like, oh, I see why. Look at this, and the slope is like this.
Yeah, it's insane. A guy did another thing like they did during the Masters where like they put out those like it was like markers to show like where at on the course you are like every 6 feet.
Oh,
he rolled the ball. And it like he rolled the ball like you would just like regularly putt a ball. Like okay. And he rolled it up the hill and it didn't even make it to the first 6 foot marker. He was like, you're gonna have to hit these putts like a man.
Oh, you're gonna have to be firm with them. I gotcha.
And I was like, okay, well, see, this is where we would putt 8 times.
Yeah.
I'll get it to the green eventually, but then I'm gonna putt 40 times to get it into the hole.
Yeah, and what maybe after holes 3, our third hole of the day, do I no longer go, okay, I'm not grabbing my 60-degree to chip it up there. I'm just going to putt it because I know that I can hit it hard and it's going to be like, I'll get it to where I need to get it. But
the ability that these guys have for like reading the green too is insane. You got
to remember now. Here's the thing. So like I've somewhat golfed in nicer conditions compared to what you and I have golfed on. Like, cause I've golfed in Myrtle and I've golfed in Orlando. These guys see different conditions like all the time. So like they're they're seeing different kinds of grass. They're seeing different kinds of greens when they're rolled, not rolled. So these guys, again, there's not a doubt in my mind that pro golfers would make phenomenal landscapers when it comes to like their own homes.
They
If
probably
granted they pay for it, but
let's be honest. Some of these guys might own landscaping
I would love
companies.
for sure. So, but like they see the best of the best in conditions. So, like, of course, they're going to understand how these greens roll because they're playing on greens that are nothing that the average guy is going to see in their lifetime. So, like, with that being said, like, I can't imagine what it would be like to like play with a pro golfer like for one day, like like and all of a sudden like they're just playing with you and he goes, oh, these greens are going to roll today, and it's like, dude, we're not even at the practice green yet, how can you tell? And he could probably base it off of, oh well, hey,
we're playing on this grass today with this type of
exactly, yeah,
green.
he's gonna know all that too, but like there's not a doubt in my mind that like they don't know when it's humid what's gonna be like, when it, oh yeah, it rained last night for like 3 hours, blah
There's
blah
a
blah,
reason why
like,
there's a reason why they pay their caddy the way they pay them.
oh yeah,
Their caddy's doing all kinds of dirty work behind the
grunt
scenes
work.
that we have no idea what they're. Like, I could only imagine what they're doing.
I've only seen images of what caddies write in the books that like they
Yeah,
keep. Dude, some of those notes, man, like
they're really writing paragraphs upon paragraphs of what could go. Like,
exactly.
hey, if you land at this amount of feet, or,
You're
this
gonna
amount of
have
yards left,
this
yeah.
with a bunker that is 18 or with a bunker that's
Now,
covering.
when they're writing in this, it's on Monday, right? When they show up, they're starting to write in this on that Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they don't play the same course every year for this. There's only obviously Augusta's the only course that's played that's the same, right? For the
And what's
majors. For the majors,
oh
right?
for majors, yes.
So
Sorry,
Augusta, so like you can go to again, they change Augusta probably every year.
to some extent, yeah.
But like for like this one, Valhalla, you come here, right? On Monday, your first practice round that you're playing on Monday is just this guy is just over here scribbling away at like what
Oh yeah,
these holes look
notes
like.
and everything. Oh yeah.
And then Tuesday it's raining. So he's out there in the rain probably.
Oh, for sure.
Just
He's out there in the rain, seeing what the grass is like,
okay,
seeing
how chunky will it get right here in
how
this area?
how what's it called? How slick do the fairways get versus how slick do the rough get?
Would it be mostly from, because I'm going to assume Monday they go out with the airflow and how it's flowing there, they'll go out, use the range, get their distances
Mm-hmm.
for where they're at, and I would assume they go check the distances that they would be if they're swinging a certain club. That's the distances they're checking. They're not just going out on every inch of the course and like, oh, if he goes right here, this is obviously they're probably getting the distances down first. If he hits an 8-iron,
Oh yeah, they're getting there. Yeah, because you got to think too. Like the air is different in certain like
so like I was explaining earlier, when the guys decided not to use a driver, they were using a 3-wood.
Yeah.
Instead, he was like, okay, if he decides to use a 3-wood here, I'm going to come back another 15 yards, 20 yards, feel what this is in this general
Well, you
area.
got to think too, because like the 3-wood path or 3-wood like launch angle is going to be different than a driver launch angle. So maybe in certain conditions, guys are going to want to have a lower flight path because they might want to keep it under the wind and not let the wind, get it. Because for all we know, from what it looks like, it might be very windy there. The moment you get it up, that's going to kill the yardages. Whereas a 3-wood, it allows you to keep the ball down and low. So again, that's another thing. These dudes are not just looking at like, oh, what is the course layout like and what is the ground and how far. They're looking at aspects as far as like the wind, what the wind's like up and everything else. Like, again,
these guys can be meteorologists for real.
Yeah, like that, and that's the crazy part about it is like they know what the wind does to their golf ball. That's the crazy thing, because like I love Tiger's famous quote, like that. It's like, hey, what would you tell anybody who wants to get into golf? It's like, go to the range and just start hitting golf balls. Don't whatever, because that's where your information comes from. You got to think these dudes are out there all the time and just like I feel like even still as pro golfers, they are still going to like ranges. Obviously, they go to ranges, but they're still going to ranges and they're still testing things out. Like,
Oh,
hey,
100%.
what if I do this with my 8 iron? Could I possibly? And then all of a sudden, when it works out, they go, "Well, I got to put that in my bag."
Well, there's a reason why Tiger Woods has all the shots that he has. He's not
Because
going.
you
There's no,
know,
like we were talking about. Like these guys go out and they play golf. Basically, I'm gonna say just like we work. They
yeah,
play golf 10-hour plus a day
yeah,
most weeks, and that you gotta get bored by doing that. So you're
right,
gonna put yourself behind a freaking tree on purpose
yeah.
and hit 30 balls from behind that
And
tree.
see if you can, yeah. And that's the thing is too, is like not only are they golfing as a job, because they are obviously, like, but like as a job schedule, but like you got to think too, like these guys, they're not just going to the course like you and I are. Like, they're going to the range before, they're hitting the putting greens and
For
practicing
hours.
their
For
chipping
hours.
before their round. That's the crazy thing too. So like, they're not just doing it like it's a job where it's like, oh, hey, I'm just going to show up. I'll meet you at my tea time at 5 o'clock. Like, no, they're going. They're at the
That's the only
golf
thing that
course.
sucks for us. Which we could technically now, with the time frame we have now, we could probably go to the range for a minute.
I don't play very well when I go to the range beforehand, unless it's been some time before I played. Gesundheit.
Thank you. I would much rather go to the putting green and get my wedges down
For a long, yeah, that's the same thing with me. I'd rather go work on putting for a solid 20 minutes, and then like go, swap out my putter for like my wedge and just get like that, like get like this far away from the green and just see how my wedge is going to go through. And then because like, how some, obviously ours doesn't, but like some golf courses have their driving range on their like premises, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to go just grab like 10 golf balls and then go hit driver, and that's it. That's all I would. If I could do it any way I want to, that'd be how I do it.
Which would
Just
be
loosen the back enough that like that's how it is.
Yeah,
But
for sure. But yeah, it was a good round here. Again, like Wes said before, we both played mediocre.
We very well did
Saturday,
but I gained 2 strokes, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, he's up 3 now on me.
Mm-hmm.
Which is
I'm not. Again, I'm not. It's the first 2. It's the first 2 official rounds. I'm not going to get out, jump ahead. I'm going to wait until closer to like August, and that's when I'm going to really start tearing away.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully by then I don't start catching a really good stride, and you're like,
yeah, exactly.
What am I going to do now?
Now I have to start playing golf. But yeah, no, very mediocre rounds.
But I capped it off with a 30-footer.
Right, a solid 30-footer too. No, I think the reason for that, in part at least, is that's different for us. Normally, it's after a long day of work, or I'm waking up. That was a Sunday. That was a Saturday morning round. That was a little different.
I would like us to do a full 18.
I would love to do a full 18.
That'd be awesome. And I think we could definitely record a full 18. We'd have to like let a lot of people play through, I think, but I would be perfectly fine.
I don't know. I mean, like we never really get into, holding up the course in 9. I can't. I mean, we're just gonna keep the same pace.
Yeah, it'll just depend on how.
I definitely have to bring a battery charger for my phone.
Yeah, for sure. But I would definitely be in for that. In all honesty, guys, I have a tea time here, and
I was just about to say, let's get you out of here
shortly. Here,
but
I'm gonna go work on my irons and my wedges and a little bit of putting.
Have fun with that.
I know it's a little wet outside, but
yeah, I've never been to this place, so I have no advice for you.
I talked to my brother about it earlier because I wanted to go to Sun Valley, and I was gonna play 9 at Sun Valley up in Ellsbury, but for some reason they have a league tonight, but it lied and said that they had tee times, but they don't.
Yeah,
whatever. So I decided to head over to this place, and I was like, it's honestly probably.
I think it's a walking.
It is.
Part. Okay, yeah. All right.
I go, it is a blessing that I'm doing this because it'll actually help me more than likely. I know it sucks because I'm going to be playing on like crappy conditions, but we have yet to play on good conditions. So at this point in time, I might as well just continuously play because he was like, why do you want to go play so bad? I go, in all honesty, I can't play Saturday. I go, I can't play Saturday. I need to play at least I need to play once a week.
Yeah,
I need to
keep it fresh. Yep.
And I go, what I need to do and what the problem here is I'm going to be playing outings here in the next couple months a few times.
Mm-hmm.
With those outings, they're not just going to cancel the tournament because it's wet out.
No.
They're not. I go, I'm going to have to play it.
They'll play through it. Yep.
I got Ryan.
Bring your waterproof shoes. Bring a jacket.
Ryan's tournament that they're having on that the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna they're not gonna be like, hey, sorry, it's canceled.
No, they'll make you play through it.
There's a reason why they rent out these places for this amount of time, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go suck it up and try to hit with my irons. Is what I'm gonna try to do.
That's the only those are the only times of the year I prefer, at least, to play when it's like out, because you have to, because they have people
You can't control.
Well, you can't control the weather, but they have the people who they like the businesses that are like sponsoring the event. They take time out of their day to work this outing. You can't just tell them, "Hey, unless it's like a monsoon or a tornado warning." Then
Now, mind
okay,
you, I also so I know we're still waiting to hear from you if you can play it or not, which is okay. But the outing for Ryan, you told me to put.
Oh yeah. I'm waiting for the vacation form to come back. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, brain fart.
There's another one the day after that I'm thinking about playing in. I know you probably can't.
And that's a Saturday, right?
Yeah. I can't tell you exactly what time that one's going to start, but this one is pretty big. It's for Stella's Wish, so it's a big. It's like
send over the info. I'll look at it and see. If not, I'll at least play one of these two outings.
Yeah, we're gonna have a decent team for the one that we have.
Yeah,
that we're going to for Ryan.
You said me, you, Chad, and
mine and Chad's buddy Turner.
Sounds
Chad's
good to me.
best friend.
Sounds good to me.
Apparently, he's really good around the greens. He's apparently pretty good around the greens, which I said that's fine.
Sounds good to me.
Right. All right, guys.
Wish Colt best of luck. And even though when you're hearing this, he'll have already played the round.
Yeah.
Wish him best of luck, and that'll be it for us. Tune in tomorrow on YouTube for our round from last Saturday.
Couple snowmans.
Yep, couple snowmans. I don't think real quick. I just couldn't. No, I think I did. I did have one.
You had one because you had a blow up hole.
Yeah, I did. 15. So yeah, a couple snowmen, but no sevens on the scorecard for me.
No,
that's
which
was
really funny because you were doing everything right until then.
I know. It's always just
the one. You had it in control to be up by like 5 or 6 strokes.
I know.
And then
and the whole I blew up. You hard.
Yeah. Well, I also had the best 3-wood shot of my entire life.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah. All right, that'll be it for us, guys. Tune in next week. Thank you. Peace.
Peace.
Stop.